Hello, this is Roland. Today I want to share with you a couple of books. I just want to talk about my books. First of all, this book here, The Myths and Mysteries of Marriage. The Myths and Mysteries of Marriage. Making Relationships Work. The Myths and Mysteries of Marriage. This is by far my most popular book. It is over 300 pages long. And I've sold quite a few of them. You know, I often talk in my lectures about the Garden of Eden and how you can see it replayed in every relationship all over the world, whether you're in China or South America or Los Angeles or New York City. Doesn't matter where you are, it's always the same thing. You have often a lady whose father wasn't there for her. The father wasn't there for her. Maybe he was a decent guy, but there was something missing. And she goes out in the world looking for love. And what she gets instead of love is use and abuse. So she's angry at men for failing her, and at her father for failing her. And eventually she gets married or gets into a long-term relationship. And she hopes that this man will be her prince, the knight in shining armor. And so she is nice to him. And if he's got some flaws, which she sees as flaws, she does. But she thinks, well, maybe I can make him better. When he gets married, he'll be better. But you know what happens most of the time? Instead of getting better, he gets worse. Her love, okay, makes him more childish, more irresponsible, okay, and she resents him for that. She resents him. But when she resents him, she feels guilty because resentment is wrong, and then she's nice to him. And then she's nice to him, and he takes advantage. And then she resents him again, you see. And before long, a lot of times, she can't help but judge him for his wrongness. Now men, you see the Garden of Eden? See how there's a failing man? Now the man is supposed to be, he is supposed to be the prince. He's supposed to be noble, virtuous, honorable, courageous. He's supposed to have all the virtues. And she marrying this noble man, see, would feel safe with this noble man. And she could respect him. But very often, he marries her. He wants her to be his wife. Men are always trying to make women into their wife or their consort. So he wants her to mother him. And he has a big ego. He's prideful. And he needs her to assure and reassure his ego and his animal self. See, we all have an animal self. We have a body like other animals. However, that we fell to having to procreate. We fell into, see, Adam could have lived forever. He could have been perpetually renewed in God's presence and never died. He could have lived forever. But when he fell, well, then he changed, and the whole human race came from him, all changed, and all needing to procreate to sustain the species. See, life goes on through replacement bodies. So we make kids, and they replace us, and then we pass away. You see how that works? Well, so it's natural. So procreation is natural. However, he also uses it to reinforce his ego. When she supports him sexually, then he feels like he's a real man, see? And he needs to always have that feeling like a real man reinforced over and over again. Because reality keeps dawning the truth dawns that he's not all that a man should be. A man is much more than just that. And so, she becomes like his fixer. He needs his fix. Well, there you have it. It's like codependency, basically. Weak man, and the angry woman. See, sometimes the man becomes violent. He demands his fix, like a drug addict, and if he doesn't get it, then he becomes violent. Plus, he sees that he's getting worse. He sees that he's getting worse, and he resents that. So either way, he's wrong. If he's violent, he's wrong. If he's a wimp, he's wrong. Either way, he's wrong, see. So the solution, obviously, is for the man to find himself, for the man to realize, to see that his failing is hurting the whole family, and to cry out to his Creator, and then rely on his Creator for support and reinforcement of what he then becomes. See, which will be the noble man. And as the years goes by, he becomes more fatherly. Okay. So he gets married, he learns a trade, works, starts a family, okay? But as the years go by, see, he becomes more fatherly, see, more noble, more gracious. He loves her as a person, not as an object of use, see. With that man, she could feel secure. She could feel secure with that man, who doesn't need his ego reinforced and his manhood reinforced by a woman, or a bartender, or drugs, or work, or money, or anything else, because he's found a bond with his Creator. Okay? So that's what this is all about. So you see, if men would wake up and learn what a man is really supposed to be, then it would be much easier for their wives and for their children, see, who need him to. They need him to be that man. And for the lady, well, if you're married to a weak man, it's difficult, very difficult. Sometimes you're saddled with the responsibility. And the other thing is, he might go off to another woman or something. You see, that's very typical also, because he's immature. Okay. But if he's a decent guy, see, well, then if he's a decent guy, he goes to work, comes home, decent guy, then in that case, maybe give him a little bit of space. Okay, instead of giving him a hard time all the time about everything. Okay, a little bit of space, because you can't make him into a man. See, even if you were to make him into a man, then you would be his God, his recreator. You see what I mean? A man has to find himself, and no man can help a man to become a man and find himself. He has to do it himself. No one else can help. So you have to see that. And then here's the most important thing of all. Don't resent him. It's very important. Don't resent him. Okay? And so that's what this book is about. It's excellent. Very popular. It has helped people too. See, some of the chapters are, for example, how do I become more forgiving? I answer that question. Is food your secret lover and enabler? For a lot of people it is. Roland talks to husbands and dads. Okay, I have talk to them, and I give them a hard time. I tell them they've got to shape up and fly right, and learn what a man really is, and then be that man. Adam and Eve, the first dysfunctional family. Recovery, finding the way back, coping with manipulation. My wife is annoying. My husband is annoying, okay? My wife asked me to move out. What should I do? Okay, so it's just a great book. So I encourage you to get it. You can get it on Amazon. The Myths and Mysteries of Marriage. It's available on Amazon in quality paperback or in Kindle. Or you can get it from me. You can go to talktoapastor.org or sheddingshackles.com and then look for the special offer there for a donation of any amount. You can get this book, okay? So let me tell you about another book. I really like this book. It's called A Weekend with Einstein and Agustin. A Weekend with Einstein and Agustin. And it's about intuition. Albert Einstein was a great believer in intuition. And it was by his intuition that he made his discoveries. The theory of general relativity, special relativity, and the others. He made a lot of discoveries. Okay? And it was his intuition. Then he used his imagination to do thought experiments. And then he used his intellect, of course, to write and to talk and to do the math. But the discovery came through his intuition, wordlessly. It just came to him. You know, I'm a big believer in intuition. Well, this book here, I have 2-3 chapters on Albert Einstein. It's very fascinating. You'll learn a lot about Albert Einstein and intuition. And I have a lot of quotes from Albert Einstein, St. Augustine, Steve Jobs, and many other people. Some great quotes, okay? Then I have a couple of chapters on Augustine, also known as St. Augustine. He also profited greatly from his intuition. But for him, it took the form of conscience first, okay? Remember the Confessions of St. A famous book. He realized he was wrong. Well, that's your intuition. When you realize you're wrong, when you deeply just see that you're wrong, that's actually a light from God shining in your soul, and that's intuition. But it feels like conscience because you strayed from it. You see, if you were always with your intuition, then it wouldn't feel like conscience. But anyway, St. Augustine. Then there's a lot in here also. I have some beautiful quote. I talk about other people who use their intuition and about Steve Jobs, okay? And then there's some very nice stuff in here about science, cosmology, philosophy, the creation of the universe. See, beautiful book, beautiful book. It's over 400 pages. It's beautiful. Once again, it's on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle, or you can get it from me at talktoapastor.org for a donation. A lot of people have issues revolving around food or substances. You know, when you think of alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana, pills, and so on, those are almost, you could almost call them a type of food or drink. You know, it's something to ingest, to take in. But a lot of people have food issues. Okay, food issues. And this book, Forbidden Food. Okay. You remember in the Garden of Eden? Do you remember when Adam fell? When they both fell, actually. They ate of the forbidden food, which they were told not to. So food was present in the moment of the fall. The trauma, the great change that occurred to the human race. Food was present. Okay? And ever since then, food, people have had issues with food. Well, I talk about it in this book. And it's just an excellent book about food issues and then the issues that develop from food problems. So I think it's a very good book. Once again, it's available on Amazon.com in both Kindle and paperback. Don't forget, you can preview the books at Amazon.com. You know how you have where you can look inside? Okay. And it's also available for me for a donation. All right, now, meditation. I always talk about meditation. It's very, very important. A proper meditation, not just any meditation. So, if you went to talktoapastor.org or sheddingshackles.com, you would see that I have something there, basically the classic meditation, the one I made over 20 years ago. It's 4 parts. Okay, and it's very nice, very beautiful actually. Not only to teach you how to meditate properly, but just to listen to it and learn from it. So you get those 4 parts, but then what you get also, you get the e-books. You get the e-book called Becoming a Friend of God. It's a very nice book. I talk about meditation, about intuition, about forgiveness, okay? Learning to speak up for yourself, things like that. Very beautiful book. And you will also get the e-book. All of these, I think it's $10. So you can download them online. You get the meditation and these books, e-books. And this one, this is called A Brief Introduction to Stress Management. This is just an excellent book. It's only about 60 pages long, but it's just wonderful. It's written, I talk about conditioned response, and about Pavlov, and about stress, and how to learn not to react to stress. See, and then have all the sequelae that happen when you react to stress, when you become upset, irritated, nervous, anxious. Okay? So, very good book. So those are some excellent books. I got one more I want to show you. One more book. This is a beauty. I've wrote 2 books about relationships. One of them I just talked about extensively in this video, called The Myths and Mysteries of Marriage. Then I wrote another one, and it's called Putting the Forever Back in Love. Putting the forever back in love. It's just beautiful. This picks up where the myths and mysteries of marriage left off. And there's 2 really good things about this book. First of all, it's good for, especially good for couples who've been married for quite a while or have lived together for quite a while, you know, like 5, 10, 20 years. And then, you know, my husband doesn't love me anymore. I don't think I love my husband anymore. You know that sort of thing. It's an excellent book. And the other thing is that a large portion of this book, almost the whole second half of the book, of this book, has a lot about children, about being a parent, and about what children need from a parent, from mom and from dad. It's just some really good practical advice about parenting, which I highly recommend for any parents to get this book. Okay, so it's really nice. All my books have quotes in them, really good quotes, the beginning of every chapter and inside of the chapter. See, they're both practical and spiritual. And I highly recommend that you get them. I really do. Well, I told you about some of my books. I have other ones, but these are the ones I'm going to talk about today. And you ought to really get started and start reading them. It could be really a delight. If you like me, if you like, or you tried the meditation, if you can see that what I'm saying is true, if you want to start getting better, sincerely really do, and so on, well, then you'll like these books. They're a good read. They're page turners, okay? They're page turners. So, I hope you will get one or more or all of these books.